To combat the aggression, like you kind of just need to be aggressive yourself. Like that's the big thing is like you've got to be like pretty like super aggressive yourself, and you've got to be willing not to give up pots. If you're like on the nittier side of things, like you'll typically get run over in pools like this. And we're gonna be calling pocket sevens here. Not really a whole heap of point of raising. And we are going to keep calling. Interesting that we're facing this kind of sizing line, like half pot. Makes me think that it's probably a rec. So we'll keep that in mind. Unfortunately, our sevens have been counterfeit. So, I mean, we could consider raising this. I think we are just going to fold though. And here on these mono boards, like on the turn, like we don't do a ton of overbetting. Like these are reg lockdown boards. Kind of similar to paired boards. So we don't do like a ton of overbetting or anything, even though like, you know, this is a complete brick. So we are just going to barrel for the 3/4 sizing. And we're going to decide on a sizing for the river. Kind of want to jam, but I think I'm just going to go for this overbet. And we do get snapped. I felt like the overbet jams haven't been getting called as much recently, and we got called by A7, so pretty reasonable. Would have been curious to see what if we 5x jammed. I imagine if we 5x jam, though, we're just going to get the fold, though. It's such a big sizing to use. But, you know, sometimes, like, I mean, we don't have to get called as often for it to work, because those really, really big sizings work really, really well for value normally. Also for bluffs, I guess, as well. But all right, we've threw at the ace-8. We're going to actually half-pot mix here. And I think this is a pretty reasonable combo to do it with. Disco Dylan, what's up, my dude? I'm doing pretty well. I had a very sore pinky toe. I ripped up like half the toenail. But apart from that, I'm doing pretty well. This is not going to be a combo that we roll in a barrel. Like normally we really want him to have hearts here. So we are going to actually just check back here and see what we do on the river. We don't make a pair, unfortunately. We might have to bluff this. And that's a pretty shit flop for queens, but we are still going to start with a small range bet. This is real dicey. I think we are just going to call. Hey, I was really, really torn there. I just didn't think that like bluff raising was going to be very, very. I mean, we don't really have any value in that line, so when we bluff raise, it's like very, very I feel like we just get called by everything. But I don't love folding to those small sizes. And yeah, we are ahead of some stuff as well. So that worked out pretty well. Oh, it's nice when you bluff catch and it actually works out. Alrighty, start with a check here. All right, well, this is funky, guys. We're just going to start putting a big 4-bet, and we don't want to make it too big. We kind of want to give him the chance to do something whack, so we are just going to do something like that. Got us call with a pair of 8s here, and we flop strips up here, so pretty good across the board. Got some hands. We are going to start with this check raise, particularly versus like a really, really small sizing, and here I would rather bluff catch this, I think. And we're going to just start with a small sizing here. Don't really want this to check through. Interesting he doesn't go for any value there with the ace in the bet check bet line. We do face a 3-bet. Interesting what we do here. I don't really want to put it at a 4-bet, particularly with like you know, this queen jack. I mean, we don't really have much better. Ace queen is always 3-betting pre, and king queen is you know, we don't have a heap of it. So this is one of our best queen X. We probably could have considered 4-betting, but I feel like it just gets, like, particularly with a spade, we probably don't need to. So, all right, what do we do here? I think we go for a block. I think it's like, you know, pretty hard to get called by something else. Like it's pretty obvious after we check raise call the 3-bet that we just have something. So I'd rather give him a chance to maybe potentially raise us and try to get us off it. But if we go for the overbet, it's just very obvious what we have, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, like if you are like Wowen, if you are like watching on like mobile phone, like it is going to be small. I don't know if you're watching on a phone. I know like on the computer, it's normally not too bad. Like if you are watching like on the PC, but I do know particularly for like at least on the phone, it is particularly small. So unfortunately, there's like not a whole heap I can do. I can't just play like one reg, like one table. It's very, very slow. It'd be very boring. This is really interesting. It is a super wide range spot, so we do have like a bunch of showdown, and we even have an open ender, so we're not going anywhere. We're just gonna call here. Call diggity dog. How do you combat the aggression in Zoom pools? And you've been getting owned, but despite being, I mean, it's definitely tougher. I mean, it's definitely a lot more aggressive like zone. Oh, this is real shit. I am sus. Yep. All right, and I'm all in here with ace king. Actually, I'm gonna go for the check call here. But yeah, to combat the aggression, like you kind of just need to be aggressive yourself. Like that's the big thing is like you've got to be like pretty like super aggressive yourself. And you've got to be willing not to give up pots. If you're like on the nittier side of things, like you'll typically get run over in pools like this. Like people will just like there's a lot of bluffing going on. People are very aggressive. Like you've got to be willing to call down like big pots without like really strong nutted hands. Like you got to be willing to call down in spots where you've got like second, third pair stuff like ace high. Like you really have to like be willing to get put to the test. Because particularly like 200 is definitely like quite aggressive. Like 500 is like another step above as well. Like I know 500 is like uber aggressive. So you've got to be willing to like really battle it out and fight for those small pots. It's not just a matter of like on reg tables where you can just like bum hunt and basically wait for nits. Wait for whales and just like stack whales. It would be great if you could just do that. But you kind of have to like be willing to battle it out a lot more. And the other thing that you're dealing with is like you don't actually know like who the recs are a lot of the time. So you end up in these spots where you're not sure like whether you're like facing like a nit or whether you're facing like a maniac. So you kind of have to just like try and like deduce it in game. It can be pretty tough. Actually, we are going to raise this. And big bet here. I think we are going to continue. I've got 2 overs. We're going back to a flush draw. And this guy is like relatively weak. We make our top pair here. And we are going to fold now. I'm just going to check this back. Hey, there we go. That worked out pretty well. But yeah. Actually, we're just going to try to get the money in here. But glad you enjoyed the content. I'm really glad to hear that. I'm going to go for a quite large 4-bet here, particularly like versus someone that is probably a rec. So, and going to do a lot of checking here, particularly with this ace-x. That is a very reasonable flop. We're going to just start small. And ace-3 here, we could consider bluffing. I think we still have a bit of showdown here. I really don't like bluffing ace-highs in these wide range spots. So we are just going to check. Yo, Michael. Not a whole lot happening, my dude. Just chilling. It's a pretty cold day down here in Melbourne. We're going to go for just this small block again. I'm just going to fold this, actually. I'm a little bit worried like a better ace-x might be bluffing, so. All right, I guess we're all in. What do you got, sir? Of course I'm not folding, my dude. I don't know what he's considering here. If you put in that check raise, like you can't have to he just folds for 35. I just went like, I was like, he's just not folding, like who's folding to that sizing? So that's a real big win. All right, I'm going to start with a small bet here, actually. I'm going to go for something a little bit different here. And here we're just going to start with a small range bet. Going to check the turn now, and we'll see what happens. Probably not going anywhere. Versus sizing, I don't see a whole heap of pointing over the check raise. Either he's got us beat and he's going to call, or we want to give him a chance to bluff river at least. So we are just going to check call, and we're going to check call this river as well, to be honest. Yeah, 6-8. That does get there. Fair play. All right, not from MP. But we were good on the turn at least. He always probably check call on that. And here we're just going to go for some thin value of 6-5. Hopefully get called by like some small pocket pairs and ace-x. Yeah, okay. I'm incredibly skeptical of this. So what do you got, sir? Yeah. Oh, alrighty. We are facing a 4-bet here. We are not going anywhere with queen 10. And we are going to start small here. This is us just getting stacked by aces and kings. All right. Oh, this is such a big bet as well. I always have to just jam it. I just want to like deny equity versus like ace king. If he does have it. All right, we're just calling. Yeah, we're just gonna get it on this turn. I really don't see what else we can do here, to be honest. We have top pair. Oh, actually, I'm gonna let's go. Cool. Folding this. All right, we're gonna call with queen 10. We're not going anywhere. And yeah, we're gonna have to call this river. So here we just get stacked by a bunch of stuff. But there's really not a whole heap we can do, to be honest. We have top pair. All right, what do you got? Aces? Yeah.